Hello there, I'm Media Lord and welcome to my series talking about Doctor Who, where I cover every episode of the show to talk about a particular subject related to the story, and the story I'm discussing today is Aliens of London and World War III. If you were to ask people what first springs to mind when they think about this two-parter, chances are it would be the farting Slitheen, as that single creative decision dominates people's opinions and criticisms. Take that away, and what's left could have been the foundations for a solid Doctor Who story. But I'm not here to talk about how the Slitheen were mishandled. No, instead I want to discuss something that could be easily overlooked or forgotten by casual viewers who aren't hyperfixated on continuity and lore. The fact that Aliens of London and World War III changed Doctor Who's timeline. So, if you're ready, let's get started, shall we? Being a wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey show where time can be rewritten as the Doctor travels to the past, present and future, Doctor Who has rarely been linear, with its timeline becoming convoluted and contradictory the longer the show continued. Contemporary companions, like Ian and Barbara, came from the same year the show was broadcast, but by the time UNIT was introduced, the continuity was being increasingly weakened. You might have heard of the UNIT dating controversy, where we can't determine whether the Doctor worked for them during the 70s or 80s. After abandoning his post as UNIT's scientific advisor, the Doctor and Sarah Jane continue their adventures, and she mentions in the Pyramids of Mars that she comes from 1980, 5 years ahead of our real-world timeline. This already causes a little confusion, but Mordrin Undead really puts a spanner in the works by claiming that the Brigadier retired from UNIT in 1976. It had previously been established that UNIT wasn't created until around 1979, making it impossible for the Brigadier to retire from an organisation that didn't even exist at the time. After 8 Doctors, 26 seasons and 156 stories, Doctor Who's continuity was a convoluted mess, which had been retconned time and time again. When Russell T Davies brought the show back, he set out to make Doctor Who accessible to fans old and new, as there was an entire generation who hadn't so much as heard of the madman with a box. He wiped the slate as clean as you can get it, without rebooting the show entirely. The revival's present day started out the same as our own, with the Doctor first meeting Rose in March 2005, before inviting her to join him in the TARDIS. Whether it's a case of the Doctor being unable to control his ship, or the TARDIS taking him where he needs to be, rather than where he wants to go, Rose ends up returning home a whole year after she left, not 12 hours as he originally intended. Thanks for making it this far. You probably guessed this is where I ask you to like and subscribe if you're enjoying the video. I've also got a Patreon and Ko-fi page for those of you interested in either making a donation or joining a membership to support the channel for early access, shoutouts, etc. Right, now I've got that call to action done and dusted, let's carry on with the video. The ripple effect caused by this mistake lasted for 5 years, between 2005 and 2010, with Doctor Who now being set 1 year ahead of us. However, when you think about it, it doesn't really have as big of an impact as you would expect beyond this story. Rose faces the consequences of her actions. Her relationship with Mickey breaks down, and Jackie is left with that uncertainty of if and when her daughter will return. But you don't feel the weight of missing out on an entire year and subjecting your family to that ordeal once the story pivots to the spaceship crash landing in the Thames. The fact that Doctor Who's a year ahead becomes more of a cool detail than a vehicle for storytelling and character development, and I believe that's a huge missed opportunity because it's never really brought up again once we've explored the immediate aftermath. Something I desperately miss from the first Russell T Davies era and was hoping we'd see more of when he returned as showrunner is his world building. There were ripples and tidal waves. Actions had consequences and caused the butterfly effect that led to one thing and the next. The Doctor deposing Harriet Jones allowed the Master to take over as Prime Minister. Back-to-back Christmas invasions made people evacuate London, and Donna being infused with Huron particles resulted in the Doctor regenerating after saving her granddad Wilf. This through line came to an end in 2010, when Russell handed over the reins to his successor, Stephen Moffat. The new production team decided that the show would be set concurrently to the real world, making Amy and Rory's present day 2010. Ever since then, we've had regular confirmation that the timeline matches ours. However, it doesn't always make sense in the case of the ponds, but that's a video for another day. For now, did you guys remember Aliens of London and World War III changed the timeline? Do you think they should have done more with Rose's disappearance? Let me know in the comments below. I've been Media Lord. Until next time, goodbye.